Hello, my name is Led, and today we are going to discuss event tracking with Google Analytics. Usually when we speak about event tracking, we might mean different things, but all of those might be classified into three different areas. Those are action tracking, state tracking, and tracking of the transitions. Being a data-driven company means that all teams are also data-driven as well, and you as product owner probably should ask yourself a couple of the questions. Who is your target audience? What feature you are going to propose and what they would like to use it? How you would like to measure the success of your story? All those questions are really important before starting building something and use engineering resources. In another hand, when you are a developer, you should ask yourself, if the right data is collected, will be it possible to get the answer from that data? And what is the right place to store the data that you want to have in the end? Currently on the sensor, we have a lot of different things to collect the data, but when we look to the future, we see only two things: Google Analytics and Hadoop Big Data Tracking. But as today's subject covers only Google Analytics, please make sure that you have read official documentation. Also, you probably would like to install a Google Analytics Debugger Chrome extension to see what data was actually sent to the server. And let's take some practice example and implement event tracking with Google Analytics for chat pop-up. Originally, chat pop-up window was implemented by SEO team for guest Q&A pages, but currently it becomes to be more popular and we are trying to use it on other pages on the funnel. When we speak about event tracking, user actions is the thing that naturally comes to our mind. So what can user do with our feature? For the chat window, user can minimize and expand it. It can click on avatar photo or click on profile info, type message or send message. Sending the message is the main feature for this chat pop-up window, so probably it's the best thing to start is tracking of send message action. For developers, that's very easy to implement this feature because they can use jQuery to react on click on the send message button, and after that then they can use one line of the code to send the event to Google. The state tracking is really similar to the activity tracking, but the difference here is that users don't need to interact with the object to change its state. When we speak about the chat pop-up, we can think about the three states of it. It can be turned off, it can be minimized or maximized. But if you know the whole complexity of software development, you should take into account that not enough just to know what user action was, but how application reacts on it. And in our case, when we speak about the chat pop-up window, it might be not available on the page, but when it is, then it might be not visible or displayed. When it is displayed, it is automatically in expanded state, but user can minimize it and then manually expand it again back. Therefore, to have a clear picture about our feature, we should track all those state changes separately. Realizing this takes us to the next level of understanding of event tracking. Google Analytics is not perfect. It can give you total and average numbers, but it doesn't tell us what makes your feature to be successful or not. The real question is how user acts with your feature. Which was his sequence of actions before asking the question on our website? It's unbelievable, but you cannot imagine what people are doing. And I was really surprised when I saw that there are some users who are playing with the chat pop-up window and opening and hiding it again and again more than 20 times. After you will start using Google Analytics for event tracking, you can get much more information about the customers that you are trying to serve. It might sound surprising, but you have real-time reports. You can use standard reports to get more information about your customers or build your own reports with own segments to filter out people who are you really interested in. Speaking about the chat pop-up window, I tried to differentiate all users who saw it into two different segments. User who used it to send a message and user who not. And that showed really impressive things. First of all, I found that most of the users who saw that chat message there was from SEO traffic. The second interesting thing was that users who are using Internet Explorer are more likely to ask questions through the chat pop-up. There is no difference what age they have. Usually men are using chat pop-up to ask the question, but in general it is more engaging than our question box. Anyways, keywords which were used by our customer belong to the car category, and the information about the categories where the questions were actually asked confirms this. So when we speak about the chat pop-up and people who are using it to ask a question, usually we should mean the men who are looking for a car help. Those are not only new customers, 1/3 of them already asked something before on just answer. Interesting. And they are converted very well if to compare with the average of the visitors on our website. Thank you very much. In case if you need some help or have any questions, please feel free to contact with Data Integrity team, Jason, Rob or me. Also don't forget to think about your data. Goodbye.